Hey music world, what's going on? John here from What's Spinning here tonight to chat about this latest album from Daphni. It's called Butterfly. Now, if you don't know, Daphni is one of many pseudonyms of Canadian electronic and dance music composer Mr. Dan Snaith, who you may know best as Caribou. But he has also been very infrequently been putting out records under the Daphni name for a while now. And if you haven't checked out any of these funky and slick albums, you're definitely missing out. Like 2012's Jowlong, for example. I love this thing as an intro to the project. It is soul sample heavy, it's very groovy and hypnotic. A lot of the beats here just really stick with you. This album has always felt to me, deeply suited for, everything from studying to getting out on the dance floor. Now, I will say 2017's Jolie Mai did cool my jets a little bit. This one was a big disappointment for me. It was just painfully okay at the end of the day. And that's a shame because Dan actually tried out a lot of different styles on this record. A lot of them didn't stick though. But I stuck around. I did enjoy 2019's Sizzling EP. While it was short, it was groovy as hell. And 2022's Cherry, honestly, I found this album to be underrated. While a lot of people weren't talking about it a lot, I thought it was one of the better dance records of the year. Now, it's been a few years, and Dan dropped about 7 singles leading up to this pretty massive 16-track, hour-long album. Let's chat about it. Now, I will say, while some of the grooves later on may not stick and some of Dan's ideas may not go anywhere, for the most part, this is a pretty groovy record. This album starts off with Sad Piano House, and it's a great start. It's got a very pristine, colorful beat. The groove is great. The production's really colorful as well. It's got a whimsical atmosphere, and I do really enjoy the vocal sampling here. It gives this track a great amount of depth. And yes, it's hyper-polished. It may not be reinventing any wheels, but it's a blast of an intro. Clap Your Hands keeps that momentum going. It's funky, it's hypnotic, it's meditative, and yes, it's a little straightforward. But does it work? Absolutely, because that vocal snippet just gets etched into your brain. I really do love Hang as well. Shout outs to that trumpet sample. It really just does keep increasing the energy of this project. Not only that, but Dan's production chops are front and center here. The track sounds great. It's flashy without being overwhelming. We also get a Waiting So Long featuring Caribou. Don't know how that works, Dan, but it might just be the best track here. I mean, I love the sort of early 2000s new disco French house vibes of this track. It's flashy and infectious, and it has been stuck in my head since it dropped as a single. The Napoleon's rock interlude is actually really interesting as an interlude. It's short, and I wish it went a lot longer, but it really does show Dan bringing in some new influences here, and I love to hear that. Two Maps is also really interesting. It's one of the more off-kilter and wonky style tracks here. It's just a track that doesn't want to sit still. It's constantly evolving and adding pieces to it. And it gets there. The second half of this track bulks up wonderfully. It's almost progressive in parts. And Josephine's one of the boldest tracks here. It's shiny, the sampling feels a little bit more adventurous. And when the beat drops in the second half of this track, it's pretty wowing. Dan definitely can deliver some great ideas still. I mean, while straightforward at times, when this album locks in on a groove, it does have a lot of really shining, just genuinely fun moments. Let me tell you folks, this is a long album and I don't know if it needs to be that long. Like Lucky early on in this record, I mean, it just sounds like such an unnecessary detour that didn't need to be anywhere. It has a great, very deep, very textured atmosphere, but nothing really else going for. Goodnight Baby is super whimsical for sure, but it's not really the most captivating track. The synth work, while nice from a distance, isn't really that impressive. The samples aren't compelling, and honestly, this track just fails to move me. And also, Talk to Me, one of the worst tracks here, mostly because of just how incredibly dated this comes off. This just sounds like Dan ripping off every other IDM DJ from the mid-2000s. I feel like we've heard this track 100 times. It's way too safe and repetitive. I think it's the worst track here. And Goldie isn't much of a winner either. I mean, these 3-minute tracks, when Dan doesn't have a concrete idea for them, they just go south so fast. They also feel twice as long. This also, once again, sounds very dated. I feel like Shifty falls flat too. I'm not a fan of the jittery beat or the sporadic vocals. Like, Dan on tracks like this is actually aiming pretty high, but he really is not bringing his ideas to fruition. The biggest issue that I have with this album is I feel like 15 to 20 minutes of this album could have been shaved off. A lot of these tracks just feel unnecessary. So yeah, this is not Dan's boldest work to date, but it'll get you up and moving. Like Miles Smiles, for example. I love how warm and almost tropical this comes off. It's hip, it's breezy, it's experiments like this that go the distance, that make me feel like Dan is still trying new things. Caterpillar, one of the best tracks here. Swirling synths and colorful textures, and this beat has a little bite to it. It's immersive too. This feels like Dan making his own little whimsical universe. I wish we heard more of that. And Invention might be a little playful and goofy, but it's sweet and refreshing. It's something a little different. And 11, not for nothing, is a hell of a finale. It's one of the most kaleidoscopic and urging cuts here. It's nearly 6 minutes long. It's genuinely progressive though, and shows Dan really pushing himself. It just keeps building into something big and nostalgic and feel good. It's one of few tracks here that has really earned its runtime, so to speak. So this is an okay album from Daphni. I don't think it's nearly as good as the last Daphni project, mostly because that one was just so consistent. This is a very bloated album at times. It's an hour long, and I don't think it really needs to be, just because some of these ideas really don't go anywhere and miss pretty hard. Still, Dan has a way of getting you up on your feet, keeping that energy going. The sampling is great, and the production is fantastic. I just wish this thing was trimmed down more, because when it's rough, my friends, it's rough. I'm feeling a very strong 6 on this album. Let me know what you all think down below. If you like the video, be sure to give us a like, give us a subscribe. If you're feeling froggy, turn those notifications on, and let me know down below what you would like for me to chat about in the future. And until next time, have a great day, friends.